Hi, I'm Peter Fradheim, the Director of City Ministries Gidambege in northern Nigeria. So we try and follow the twofold example and ministry of Jesus. He said 3 different times when he sent the disciples out, preach the gospel and heal the sick. And so we're doing tons of gospel, working with indigenous missionaries to bring Jesus to many unreached and others. We're also healing the sick, which is caring for orphans, street children, the blind, deaf, disabled, abused women, and others in need. Twofold ministry: preach the gospel, heal the sick. We're able to work with indigenous missionaries and the indigenous church to bring the gospel to literally hundreds of thousands of people, many of that have never heard of Jesus before. We can do that because we have evangelistic film equipment. We also help with sports outreach, medical outreach. We also do clean water projects. Just this last year alone, we were able to do more than 100 boreholes to get communities clean water. We're also able to work with the local church to help those in need. And so we have 400 orphan street kids full-time and about 1,500 part-time. We also help hundreds and hundreds of women. In one area alone, we're able to help more than 400 widows whose husbands were killed by radicals just because they're Christians. And so we help them with trauma healing. We help them with education for their children. We also help them to be able to farm, take care of animals so they can also care for their children. Because we're helping so many and we're actually seeing so many come to faith, it helps my own faith, because as we're sharing the gospel and seeing people change, of course, it's so great for us. We even see people that were terrorists and radicals coming to faith in Jesus, the power of the gospel. Some of those who even killed Christians before on their knees, crying in repentance. And of course, when you're with people and sharing the gospel and seeing their lives change, it can't help but also invigorate our own faith. So Jesus motivates me. I didn't grow up in a Christian family, and I can remember what it's like not to have Jesus, and now I have Jesus, and that's what motivates me. And trying to put Jesus first and spending time with him, and then being led out of that relationship into bringing the gospel and helping people, it always comes back to Jesus. So an American surgeon and his wife in Nigeria started to feed some children on the streets. We had heard about this ministry 27 years ago. I came over to visit and just loved the ministry to the children and to the unreached. And then someone said, the chief of the lepers wants to meet you. And I said, the chief of the lepers? And they said, yes. And so they took me down into this really poor area, zinc, like tin houses, and you could smell the human waste. And we made our way down into this little opening, and there was a chief in flowing robes with men around him. And I went over to meet him and to shake his hand, but he didn't have any fingers. And I looked into his face, and he had no nose. And I touched him and I told him about Jesus, and he was impacted and I was very impacted. And actually, almost like an audible voice, the Lord saying, Peter, I want you to come back and give your life for these people. And we've been in Nigeria for 26 years and loving it. To continue to be with Jesus and be led by him to preach the gospel and heal the sick. One of the most amazing and exciting things that God has done recently is led us into some of these projects that are very self-sustaining. So as we do clean water projects and as we do things like preserving of Nigerian forestry, we actually can get funding from overseas to be able to expand the ministry and have really amazing funding. And those that fund these things don't tell us that we can't bring the gospel. So in the midst of it, gospel, church planting, helping people to be able to live and take care of themselves and their families, and then bringing the gospel and helping to multiply it. We need help in Nigeria, and you can partner with us there as you pray, give, and go. We need people to pray. We know there is power in prayer, so pray for us and pray for Nigeria. You can give financially to a project, to a one-time support, to some of these self-sustaining initiatives, and you can go. You can come and visit us short-term, and many that come love it so much they stay long-term. Help us by praying, giving, and going. We're so grateful to those that have supported us. We can only be in Nigeria, and it's a privilege to be there for 26 years as you've been praying and giving, and we're just so grateful. And without you, we can't be there. So we're so grateful to Jesus, and we're so grateful to you.